Bullying is an extremely bad thing, and sadly, I've experienced it. Growing up, I was a really bright kid. Matter of fact, I was one of the smartest kids. My mom said when I was 5, I started writing books, and I had my first book out when I was 7 years old. I don't even know how that is possible. I don't have a lot of memories from my childhood. However, I do remember writing because I really loved to write. I knew I was a special kid, but I didn't think too much of it because, of course, I was a kid. And so I was really bright. But then something happened, and I didn't go to school for like a year. This new school I was going to join was going to be a turning point in my life. I got to this new school, and instantly, I was hated by everyone. Mind you, I was in basic 4, that is primary 4, and it was just terrible that kids that are that young were going to do something that awful. Everyone treated me like an outcast. I didn't know kids could be mean. But listen, kids who want to be mean, they overdo it. So I had mean girls and mean boys. All of them alike. They just really hated me. I wonder why. I don't know. So yeah, they really disliked me, and I legit cannot say that this is the reason. And remember, I said I was a bright kid. Sadly, I wasn't a bright kid anymore because, remember, I said there was a turning point in my life. And so I was just struggling to get back on my academic feet, if that's a thing. I started going to school with these kids, and they would often say mean things about me and also to me, like, oh, get away from us, this, that. Nobody wanted to talk to me. Honestly, I still do not understand or know why. Maybe because I was new, maybe because I wasn't accepted, but that didn't really matter to me. I was a kid and I really wanted friends, and so I would still try to joke with them and play with them, even though they didn't want to play with me. And it would be some of these kids that would actually pretend that they're on my side, but maybe it's because they want something from me or they want to control me on the long run, so they try to make me feel as though they're on my side. I can't believe that kids actually thought this way, but we're not getting into that right now. And to think that teachers can also enable this awful behavior is really alarming, because tell me why our teacher back then was in support of these kids and actively enabling them. Because tell me why we had a school event coming up and everyone in my class had to sing to represent our class. We were singing and the rehearsals was going really fine, and they all chorused it. I am not even kidding you. All of them were literally against me, and they said, "Uncle, we don't want her to sing with us." And you know what he said? You think this man would say, oh, kids, don't do that, you guys can sing together. He told me to stop singing. He said, stop singing for now and let the others sing first. And I assure you, this man did not allow me to sing with the rest, but that's fine, because it's just one of the many awful things that had happened to me. So this particular story is what I'm going to talk about, how they altered my belief to make me feel as though I could not sing. You'd be so shocked that I, who now sing today, I've experienced something this awful. So I stopped singing. I just shut up completely. I didn't even want to hear it because they said my voice was different. They said it was contradicting what they were singing. They said they didn't like the sound of it. And so I automatically assumed that it was awful. That is how powerful the human mind can get. And so when I got into secondary school, junior secondary school, I was in JSS1, and I met this friend of mine, and she would say like, oh, let's sing together, I love to sing. You'd be so shocked to know that we're still friends till date. She had the most beautiful voice I've ever heard, and then she'd go, let's sing together. But I would often tell her that I do not like to sing because I don't know how to sing. She told me to sing regardless, that she'd love to hear me out, and I did. And she said, wow, your voice is beautiful. But of course I couldn't believe her. It was a word against that of my primary school mates. I didn't believe her until a couple other people heard me sing, and they would say the same thing. Mind you, I was really young back then, but I was so impressed at how many people actually complimented my voice. And I attended a public school back then, so it was a lot of people, and I was getting this compliment. It actually felt really nice to hear that my friends suggested that we enter into a singing competition. I was so nervous, and I was super shy because I was like, girl, with which voice? And she was like, girl, we can do it and all that. And it's a lot of people. Remember I said I attended a public school. I'm talking, we had thousands of students. And so she suggested that we go for that. And I was like, okay, you know what? All right, let's do it. So we went for the competition, and guess what? We actually won. Like, I'm not even joking. We did win. And that was all the confidence booster that I needed, because I could not believe that I could actually win a singing competition. It didn't make sense to me. You mean to tell me that the voice that these people had condemned can actually win an entire competition? Ever since then, I never doubted my singing gift. I was always so proud of it, and I always sang. I never shut up since then, and forever grateful to my friend who took out the time to actually shape my confidence slowly but surely. I was struggling. It wasn't something that I was used to. Acknowledgement of the fact that, oh, I truly might be talented. And that really shaped my life forever, because I haven't shut up since then, like I said, and it has brought me to actually continue singing. Now, where am I headed with this story? Please, parents, teach your kids to do better. And this is not just about raising them to only be better people, but to show empathy towards others and to not make anyone feel alone or unseen. Also, dear parents, do ensure that you're asking questions about your children's social life to know what they're truly facing. If they're not opening onto you, then something just might be wrong. I was a shy kid, so I never told anyone at home. Although there was love at home, so I didn't really feel the neglect at school. But it was just a really awful place for me to be. Thankfully, I found better people later in life, and I can say I'm way happier now. Thank you all for watching. If you're new here, kindly hit that follow button. Bye!